welcome to the Horror Highway Podcast. Today I'm your host, Aris, and I'm here with
Omar.
And today we'll be doing another serial killer. So like I said in the last episode, for a serial killer, not the last episode, not the voices in people's heads or whatever.
Yeah, 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, 2 episodes ago. I wanted to do serial killers that had to do with, like, I guess, highways and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So today I'll be doing Larry Eyler, the Interstate Killer, or sometimes known as the Highway Killer as well. So it's pretty interchangeable. So
highway horror highway killer, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Let's see. So I mean, you know, he was known as the Interstate Killer or the Highway Killer. Doesn't really matter. Sorry if you guys heard me tap my mic. I'm sorry. But he was called this way because he dumped the bodies of his victims along the interstate.
Like the last dude did that too, right?
The last dude, it wasn't. They just connected bodies from the thing.
Well, they know there was one body in this. I mean, yeah, whatever. But
I think his bodies were all found at his house, but they just connected the bodies in the highway to him. Okay. But that's not I guess confirmed. It's just like a high possibility it's him. This guy is confirmed.
Would this be a true highway killer? Like, did he pick up people on the highway and kill them, and then dump their bodies on the highway? Or did he just dump bodies on the highway?
I think he just dumped their bodies in the highway.
Okay.
Because I don't see anything that says that they picked them up. Or at least I don't remember seeing anything.
Alright.
So, I mean, you know, he usually dumped them around, like, south to east, from Wisconsin to North Kentucky. So I mean, you know, those states, you know, yeah, I don't know where they're at because, you know, no one really cares about them, right? But you know, those states. Yeah. Sorry if people live there, but you know, boring ass states. They were usually young men that were found sexually abused or like before being strangled and stabbed. So kind of like the other dude, you know.
Kind of strangulation.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he.
Why did I just say strangulation? Is that a word?
Yeah, it's a word.
That's a word. Huh?
Yeah, it's a word.
Sounds fake.
I mean, like, their bodies were just like fucking. I guess mutilated would be the word. Just like fucking.
Yeah.
Absolutely destroyed along the highway. So I mean, you know, after he got convicted, right? And you know, like I think just for one of his murders, obviously there was more, but I think just for one. I mean, I think the judge that convicted him said, and I quote, "If there was ever a person the death penalty is appropriate for, it's for you. You are an evil person. You truly desire to die, or you truly deserve to die for your acts." My bad, I misspoke on that desire or deserve.
Yeah. So the bodies were that bad? Like they were found in
they were fucking. They were like, mutilated. Yeah, that'd be the fucking word. That'd be the best word to describe it, right?
Okay.
So I mean, he deserved to die, according to the judge that you know.
Well, I mean, that's
told him that.
Lots of judges do that. Just recently, I think Cali had one of its first death penalty. In a while. Yeah.
So I mean, the thing is, he killed 10 men before the police realized it was a serial killer.
Yeah. So I mean, this
incompetent police.
What time is this?
I haven't mentioned that yet. So it's around. I think his first victim was in 1982.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of back in the day, you know.
Yeah, but that if you search for like people who killed and threw bodies on the highway, that's the time frame.
Yeah,
it's when everyone was doing it.
So it's like from 1982 to whatever. I'll get to the last one eventually, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's obvious that he was closeted gay, right? Because you know most serial killers are.
Is that?
Yeah, at least most that I know.
In that time frame, time frame, because it's hard to come out. It took lots of courage.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, he couldn't really come out because, you know, being gay, especially back then in the Midwest, was like, oh, you know, it was just a bunch of yeah, conservative area. So I guess he wasn't coming out.
The only thing I know about Wisconsin is that they make cheese. They have cows.
There's cows everywhere, bro. I mean,
yeah, but cheese cows.
Cheese cows, bro.
Milk cows.
So yeah.
I've never heard of milk coming from Wisconsin. I've heard of milk coming from California and like.
Well, I mean, like
just California. But yeah. I'm just bringing this. I don't know. I don't know why I brought this up.
It's the same shit. I mean, you gotta treat the cows that you get for milk, for dairy, and for cheese, which still dairy. You gotta treat them, I guess, right? Because if you don't treat them right, their milk and cheese come out terrible. Quick little known fact. Then you're just fucking a masochist. I don't know.
Like, what if you get doesn't bad milk makes good cheese, right?
Like milk that went bad, like, you know.
But what if you get bad milk that'll just bad? That's a double
bad
negative.
cheese. No, that'd be bad cheese.
That'd be good
instead of good cheese. You need good milk. You need good milk. You need good milk that goes bad. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, okay. So his first victim, or I guess Larry Eyler's first victim, or known victim, was a 19-year-old Stephen Crockett. With his corpse was found mutilated in a cornfield outside of Kankakee, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, 40 miles south of Chicago on October 23rd, 1982. And you know, his body, or the 19-year-old's body, was stabbed 32 times, 4 in the head, and had been dead for 12 hours when discovered. So you know, it took him quite a while to find this guy.
So how old was Larry Eyler?
Actually, I'm not too sure. At this time, I'm not too sure.
No.
So, I mean,
he's killing a 19-year-old.
Yeah, he died in 1994 on age 41. So, what is that? 12 years? So, 29?
Well, he's probably
29, 27.
Why is he taking out 19-year-olds to the cornfield? I don't
know that, bro.
Kind of sussy. I don't know.
Maybe.
That's messed up. That is pretty brutal though. Four fucking stabs to the head.
Yeah, 40 in total.
40 in total?
Was it 40? I'm pretty sure it was 40. 32 times, my bad. I
heard 4 times. I'm like, damn, that's
no,
brutal.
32 in total, 4 in the head.
What?
So yeah.
That's pretty insane. That is like unhinged.
Yeah, this dude. I don't know, problems, you know. I guess problems with being too scared to come out as LGBTQ plus.
Yeah. Well, we know he was closeted gay, so
yeah.
Gay.
So I mean, also okay. Well, you want to keep going?
Yeah. But so was strangulation wasn't in yet? Like, do you know, or
it doesn't mention it for the first victim. It just says the guy was fucking stabbed 32 times, 4 in the head.
So I think it's safe to assume that he probably didn't strangle this one, because I don't know, because like the first murder is always like the most unprofessional one. Quotations on professional, because you know, it's their first killing and all they know is like TV killing, so they usually just fucking like
they just say fuck
assume you stab someone once and they'll fucking die. That's probably why. It was so brutal, and it probably just like awakened something in him. But at the same time, stabbing someone, it's like a lot of screaming and all that. Yeah. Probably why he moved into strangulation, then going fucking the full psycho man.
Okay, yeah, probably. I mean, it doesn't really say where you killed the guy. Just they found the body there, so they might have killed him there, might have not.
Well, I'm willing to bet he did because, I mean, it's in the middle of a cornfield. You can only scream.
Well, it's just like on the side.
Loud. Was it on the side?
Yeah, like side of the road, next to a cornfield.
Shit. So, fucking, he probably didn't kill him there. He probably just dumped the body there.
Okay. So on Christmas Day, the same year, 1982, the body of a barman, John R. Johnson. So that's a weird name, John R. Johnson.
They've all been weird names, bro. Fucking Eyler.
Yeah, I mean that's Larry Eyler. That's the Interstate killer, bro.
They're very. These names are very white, but at the same time, this is happening between Wisconsin and Illinois.
Yeah, I mean John Johnson over here, bro. He was John R. Johnson. Not to laugh at the dead, I guess. He was he was found dead, or he was found 35 miles away from Lowell, Indiana. He had gone missing from Chicago. And then a week after Crockett was killed, the police found him in Indiana. They had no reason to think that both of the crimes were related at the time. Like the other dude and this guy. This is his second kill.
Yeah.
So I mean, he went missing in Chicago, and they found his body in Indiana, or 35. Yeah, I guess it's still Indiana, but I mean they say a specific town here. So, so I mean,
like,
so the FBI's Violent Criminal Apprehension Program, or VICAP, which records and correlates informations of like the, I guess, the clues and stuff, or like what happened to the bodies together. It didn't start till 1985, so at the time, they really couldn't.
They weren't profiling.
Yeah, they weren't really profiling.
Okay. So that makes sense, but at the same time, you would think a cop seeing someone missing from Chicago and is out in the middle of nowhere, hella far away, like dead, just in the middle of nowhere. Sure, it's only 2 kills. I mean, that's pretty fucked up to say. But
well, I mean
I feel like that's a pretty big giveaway for like.
So I mean, the first body was found in Illinois, 40 miles.
Yeah.
South of Chicago.
Indiana, right?
Yeah, this was Indiana, but the guy went. So I mean, it's possible that he went from Illinois.
From Chicago.
No. No. They found. Well, it doesn't say for the first victim. Okay. It just says that his body was found in Illinois, or 40 miles away from Chicago, or the south of Chicago, and this guy was missing from Chicago, but found in Indiana. Mm-hmm. So I mean, the following day, a 26-year-old named Edgar Koffler?
That's a pretty good name.
Under Koffler disappeared from Rantoul, Illinois. His body was not discovered until March 4th, 1983. So, like, what, 4 months after? 5? Because he said that it's the next day after they found the body, which they found in Christmas Day on the 24th. So this guy was found on the 25th.
From March till Christmas, right?
No, Christmas, or the day after Christmas till March.
Till the 26th.
Till March, the 4th of March. My bad.
That's
like
January,
3 months.
February, March, 3 months.
Okay. So I mean that's a long time, bro. His body must have been like decomposed and stuff.
I mean, it does take a while for the bones to break down, but the skin and the fat definitely all gone.
So I mean, his body was discovered in a field close to Danville, Illinois. His shoes were removed, and he was wearing socks that were not his. So I mean, I don't know how they know his socks weren't his, but I mean, sure.
I mean, it probably because when certain tight socks leave like patterns on your skin, right? If the pattern doesn't match, or like if there's 32 patterns overlaid, or you could always when a medical examiner or a pathologist, whoever's looking over this body, they got a swab, like usually the fabrics off them, or pick the fabrics off them, and they might have seen that, oh hey, there's 2 different fabric colors on, or like strings of fabric on his feet, so he's obviously was wearing different socks or something. And it's safe to assume that a normal person doesn't just carry around an extra change of fucking socks to change into. You get me?
I do.
I mean, the natural conclusion would be his socks were switched. Was this Larry Eyler guy a foot guy? It sounds like he was a foot guy. He took his shoes and his socks.
I mean, that's only been mentioned for one person. It
only takes one instance to become a foot guy.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a foot guy, so I don't know.
I'm not either.
Sounds like you are.
No.
All right. So on December 28th on 1982. So I guess 4 days after Christmas. So I guess 3 days after he killed the other dude, or the other dude went missing. Edgar Underflocker.
Only 3 days?
Yeah. But I mean, they found the other dude in 1983. But in December, in December 1982, I guess 3 days after Edgar went missing, 2 more mutilated bodies were found in Indiana. 23-year-old Stephen Agon, he had left his mother home in Terre Haute. Wait, I don't know how to say the word. On December 19th, to go see a movie. Mm-hmm. He did not return home, and his body was found 30 miles away in a wooded area outside of Newport, Vermilion County, close to Indiana State Road, State Road 63. Okay. His throat had been slashed, and there were frenzied cuts across his abdomen and his chest. So if the killer wanted to open him up in more than 10 years, I guess. Well, no, I don't know what the fuck. The fuck did I write? Oh well.
So there was.
So I guess he just I guess the.
Yeah, no. Before the kill you just talked about, he had already killed 2 different fucking people.
Yeah. Well, 3 technically. Well, it doesn't like they found the body.
But like right before, yeah, because they found the bodies. Clearly, his body was found after those 2 bodies. But holy shit, dude, that's actually crazy. Because I don't know if you know this, but killers usually have like a cooldown, like this
like
is
on Dead by Daylight, bro. Like on
yeah, bro, they have memento mori or whatever. No, like literally, the FBI like usually categorizes killers by they'll kill, they'll get their satisfaction, and then they come down from the high, and they're like, okay, I'm good. I don't need to do this for a while anymore. At least some killers. Obviously, not all killers.
Yeah.
It, like depends on the type of killer. But the fact that he was just fucking going this fucking.
Okay, like, so yeah.
Holy shit! That's actually fucking terrifying.
Okay, so sorry, I keep misspeaking. So I mean, yeah, he had frenzied cuts around his chest, right? And you know the forensic dude, the forensic pathologist,
yeah,
said that like if you wanted if the killer wanted to open him up, he could have, because he just fucking, I guess, anime type beat slashes when they slash a lot. I doubt that's what happened, but I mean still.
I do not understand.
So, I mean, also the pathologist, his name is Dr. John Pless, at Bloomington House. So said that he'd never seen someone that fucked up, mutilated.
Yeah, I would imagine, because usually if a bad mutilation case ever happens, it's usually like a car accident. I mean, murders are pretty uncommon even back then, when there was like a shit ton of killers and all that.
I mean, back then there wasn't like the internet and stuff, where
Well, that's not what I mean. His job is to look at dead bodies. I'm pretty sure, like as a murder case, that definitely. That type of mutilation is insane. I mean, like if I were to ever see that, I would probably have like a mental breakdown or something. Because just the idea that someone could be so fucking like,
messed up,
and animalistic and brutal is like it's genuinely terrifying. Because I mean, fucking holy shit, almost 40 stabs on the other guy. This guy's stomach is completely fucked up, like gashes everywhere, dude. Just seeing that, I'm sure it's disgusting. Like, taxing on the mind.
Okay, so I mean, obviously, the John Pless, Dr. John Pless, he said it did not seem like I guess Agon, the dude that died with the 40 slashes or whatever, the slashes on his chest, died where they found him, and there was an abandoned farm nearby, and there was traces of flesh and nails hammered into the wall. So, I mean, the police speculated that Agon, the dude that died, was hung like an upside-down deer, and the dude just started slashing him,
Oh, he was fucking getting... fuck, there's a word for that. It's
torture?
Not flayed. No.
Skin?
Well, flaying is when they... No. He was getting, because this is literally what they do to deer. They hang them up by the feet. To bleed them out, yeah, like goats and all that. You cut the throat and all the blood comes out or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be painless, right? But this guy was going for the stomach. Well, it's because when you flip them upside down and you cut the throat, all the blood rushes down to the throat, and then...
I'm pretty sure it's not
Well, I mean, this guy went for the stomach, so.
I mean, no, he also slashed his throat. They found him with a throat slash as well, but there was also slashes all over his chest.
If you think of the psychology of this, he's clearly doing this as a fucking, as like he's removing the humanity from the person when he kills them. You get me? Because if he's killing them like an animal, to him, it just make it more than likely for his own brain, it's making it seem okay to do it.
Okay, so on the same day, Dr. John Pless also performed another autopsy. Autopsy? Did I say that right? I think I did.
Yeah, autopsy.
Okay, it sounded wrong. On a 21-year-old John Roach from Indianapolis, whose body had been dumped along the Interstate Highway 70 in Putnam County, around 30 miles from his house. And he had disappeared 3 days before Christmas. So this was, I think, before the second kill was found, or the second body was found.
Yeah.
And yeah, and he had
the second body was found in March. Remember?
No. The second body was found on Christmas Day. The third body was found.
Okay.
On March.
No, but
I guess technically the third body I mentioned would be, I guess, the 5th. Unless they found these bodies.
But yeah. It would be the 5th because he already had his first kill, and then we already talked about his second kill, and then you skip to the 5th kill, and then these 2 kills happened. But I'm talking about, but in December, he killed 3 people in fucking 1 month. Dude, that's
four.
He killed 4.
Yeah, the second one was in December, or they found his body on Christmas Day.
Dude, at this point, do they know there's a serial killer? Have the police?
So they did. I did say earlier that they didn't think it was a serial killer until 10 bodies in.
God, fucking stupid motherfuckers! Why do you get paid, dude?
So, the victim also had like a, I guess, frenzied knife attack.
Yeah.
Similarities between 3 Indiana cases that called the state police. Pless, which is the doctor, noted similarities between the 3 Indiana cases and called the state police. Okay, so I did say that right. I thought I said it wrong.
Yeah.
And you know, he told, like, the doctor told the police, and they just like straight up ignored it. You know, like, hey, like, I think there might be a serial killer here, bro. Like, this is similar cases for 3 cases. You know,
you go back to all these cases, and it's always the forensic pathologist, it's always a medical examiner, it's always a concerned citizen, it's always like, it's never the police that has, like, I don't know what the fuck they were putting in the water then. I don't know if fucking they were all huffing leaded gas back then, all the police officers or something. But you go back to all these cases, it's never the police that make the fucking connection, and always half the time the FBI does know and don't do anything because it's like, it's not a federal thing, so we don't care.
Yeah. So, okay, you're about to be like, what the fuck again? Yeah. So 2 days later, a 22-year-old David Block who had just graduated from Yale, disappeared from his parents' house in Chicago. Or no, disappeared visiting his parents in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
His Volkswagen was found locked on the Tri-State Tollway near Deerfield, to the north of the city, with his skeletal remains were found near Zionsville, Indiana, 150 miles to the south. And on May 7th, 1984, this is like 2 years after, like a year and a half after, decomposition already like happened. You know, it was just impossible to determine his death. So
by the time they found him, it was
too late. So I mean, yeah, I guess they just linked this body to him because they really couldn't determine the case. Like, how
I'm sure there was factors that helped determine. Maybe, I mean, obviously, depending on how deep the knife cuts is, it's.
So the police, they just refused to like link the cases, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, kind of they fucked up, you know.
I mean, when don't they?
Yeah. So there was actually a Indianapolis gay newspaper called The Works.
Wait. Say that again.
An Indianapolis gay newspaper. Indianapolis.
It sounded like you said Indianapolis.
Yeah, I did say it.
Indianapolis. I don't think there's an Indian.
I'm reading it right now, bro. Okay. Indianapolis. The newspaper, The Works, set up a hotline and published a profile of this killer, Larry. But they just used this man as a name because they didn't really know who it was, right? So this man, they said that it was I guess written on there on the newspaper, the profile. This man is not openly gay yet, it said, but he knows that he is, and when the urge hits him, he can only absolve his tendency by committing a murder. So so I mean,
so
again,
like this newspaper already has him profiled before the police even have him profiled.
I mean,
right?
the police just refused to do it, bro. Yeah, 6 kills in so far.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So okay, the police didn't take interest, obviously. The clientele, gay bars, because he was gay and most had to do with other men. So I guess they just refused. Conservative back in the day.
I mean, it's a human life. It shouldn't matter what type of fucking lifestyle they have.
Yeah. So on where was I? Okay, so on the night of March 21st, 1982, a 26-year-old Jay Reynolds, the owner of a Baskin-Robbins ice cream shop in Lexington, Kentucky, had left his wife and a 9-week-old son to close up a store. The next day, his body was found at the bottom of an embankment alongside U.S. Highway 20, south of the city. He had been stabbed to death. So, I mean, I assume this was his first kill, but I assume the other ones were first connected to him,
Yeah.
Or like this was the earlier kill that I read and wrote after,
Okay.
But I guess they connected this later on, and I guess the other ones were the first ones they found of him.
Yeah. Well, this one seems to be
This is the same year, just earlier, because the first one was, I guess the first one connected was in October 1982, while this one's in March 1982. So, his was that okay? So he'd been stabbed to death. So I guess this guy didn't know what to do. Just stab him. Kind of fucked up me laughing. So on April 8th, 1983, the body of a 20-year-old Gustavo Herrera was found buried under debris of a building on a building site. So I guess he just threw his body in the trash.
I mean, this one's pretty different though.
Yeah.
Usually they were all dumped on the highway, on the side.
So he was
This one's actually hidden. Like, I get the others were hidden, but this one was buried.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the building might have been next to a highway. Who knows? It doesn't really say.
Maybe, but even then, this one, I don't know. Maybe this one might something different happen. That's for sure.
Yeah. So he was a father. Gustavo Herrera was a father of 2, but he often visited gay bars.
Yeah.
His right hand was cut off and found nearby like a week later. No, it was found nearby. No, okay, my bad. A week later, a body of a 16-year-old Eric Gibson was found with a corpse of a dog covered with rubbish and branches in woods a couple miles west of where Herrera was dumped. His overalls were pulled down because he had overalls on.
Yeah.
It was pulled down and he was stabbed numerous times. And both bodies were found near exit ramps from I-90. So I guess it was near, basically coming out of a highway.
A highway, yeah.
Okay, hold on, guys. I apologize. I'm about to sneeze. I apologize. Hopefully I don't. And don't get a heart attack. Okay, I should be good for a bit. So, 28-year-old and then a 16-year-old. So, it doesn't really say if he'd committed any sexual acts.
Yeah.
But I could assume he did. So.
I would like to think he would have.
But I would like to think he didn't, but I mean, he was a closeted.
That is so fucking disgusting. A 16-year-old dude. And the fact that he would he buried the older guy, but he kind of buried this younger guy too, but he threw fucking a dead dog on top of him.
Okay, so the body of an 18-year-old Jimmy Roberts, a Chicagoan, was found floating in the creek to the south of the city on May 9th. His trousers were pulled down and had been stabbed more than 30 times. However, again, the police did not want to associate it with the other killings. They said this time because none of the other victims were found in the water and they weren't black. So this was like his first African-American victim.
Yeah.
and I guess that's a main reason they didn't connect it with Larry.
With his other killing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same day, the body of Daniel Scott McNeve was found in a field in Henderson County off State Road 39, a mile south of I-70, and he was taken to Bloomington Hospital, where Dr. Plush recognized the handiwork of the killer of Stephen Agon. So and then John Roach. So the other dudes, Dr. Plush, I guess, did an autopsy on. Yeah. He recognized it with this one, and he connected it to their killers, and he tried to. He this time he drew he tried to tell the police, and this time the police actually took notice. So, finally, right? About time.
At this point, we're 11 kills in, right?
10, 11, somewhere around there.
Around that ballpark. I'm pretty sure it's 11.
So.
But again, no, it's because they say 10 because again the African American guy was found in the creek. They did not connect him to later. So 11 bodies in, but they say 10.
So the Central Indiana Multi-Agency Investigative Team. My bad. The Central Indiana Multi-Agency Investigative Team was set up under Lieutenant Jerry Campbell. A force of 50 officers compiled a list of unsolved murders of young men and boys. By June 6th, they had suspected a caller from Indianapolis named 31-year-old Larry Eyler. Years before, on August 3rd, 1978, Eyler picked up a hitchhiker, Mark Henry, the strongest man in the world. Oh, my bad, guys.
I don't get
that name. Okay, so it's a WWE person with the same name. So my bad, guys. How did he kill him, bro? No way. My bad. Near Terre Haute, pulling into a dark side street, he pulled a butcher's knife and forced Henry to strip. He handcuffed him, but Henry broke away. Oh shit, bro!
No,
it might actually be Mark Henry, bro.
I don't think it's actually Mark.
No, because they did a thing in WWE once where he broke through handcuffs and stuff. So that's why I say.
This is kind of, you don't think WWE heard this story and was like, let's copy it?
No. Okay, so Larry pursued him and he stabbed him through his lung, and Henry played dead, and Eyler was gone, and Henry found refuge in a nearby house. After the police and medics had turned up, Eyler gave himself up, handing over the keys to the handcuffs. He was arrested, and in his pickup, the police found a sword, 3 knives, a whip, a canister of tear gas. Eyler was bailed, and charges were dropped after he gave $2,500 compensation to Henry and paid $43 in court costs. So this is before any of the other killings happened.
Hold up. This man had all this shit on him, and he was able to fucking get bail?
Yeah. $2,500 is, I guess, a lot back in the day.
Okay, yeah, no, but remember in our fucking criminology class when they told us that the judge only gives bail if he believes the defendant won't be a harm to society. This motherfucker just stabbed someone through the throat, and the judge was all like, or not the throat, the lung, and this judge was all like, it's fine to let him out in the public.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm not the judge. I don't know what she was thinking.
Fuck, that judge deserves to get fired and fucking disgraced for all his life. That's what I gotta say. Fuck that dude.
This was in 1978. The first kill recorded was in 1982, right?
Yeah.
So
oh my god.
Okay. So in 1981, or 3 years after the Mark Henry situation, he was arrested for drugging a 14-year-old boy and dumping him into a coma in the woods near Greencastle, Indiana. The boy survived, but his parents dropped the charges when he left the hospital after several days with no lasting damage. So,
that's fucking disgusting.
That's stupid. That's fucking.
How do you, dude,
as a parent,
this is making me so mad. What the fuck is going on here, dude? You have police the police already have him on his radar at this point. The state police have him on the radar. They see that he stabbed someone through the fucking lung. He just drugged a 14-year-old and dumped him in the woods.
And put him in a coma.
And put him in a fucking coma. That's...
And his parents dropped the charges, which is fucking ridiculous.
That's disgusting. I don't... I hope that kid fucking dumped his family as soon as he was 18 and fucking got hella far away.
Yeah. So, I mean... That was... Well, hold on.
This is genuinely enraging. I don't fucking understand how stupid people could be.
Okay, so there's a bit more, but this is like, I guess, now I'm building like a profile for him, I guess.
Yeah.
But he was born in Crawfordsville, Indiana. It's a weird name for a city. In 1952. Eyler had a difficult early life. His father was an alcoholic and beat his wife and children. So, lasting psychological damage there.
Yeah.
His parents split when he was 2. His mother remarried 3 more times, and each time to another abusive alcoholic. So, I guess she was into the toxic people. Eyler spent some time in a children's home as an adolescent. He came out as gay, though he still tried dating girls. So he managed to come out, but I guess as a kid.
Yeah.
Or like a teen. So I mean,
so people probably weren't taking it too seriously.
Yeah, so I guess he was gay, but I mean, back in the day, he tried dating girls like most gay folks.
So I did, or maybe he was actively going out with men and shit, but like he was hiding it by going out with girls or something.
So I mean, on the gay scene, it was noted that he was a sadistic and he had a sadistic streak and a violent temper. So that's kind of sus, right?
I mean, yeah.
He failed to graduate from high school and dropped out of college. He worked as a decorator at a liquor store, and as a decorator and a liquor store clerk. My bad. In Greenscastle, Indiana, on Saturdays. He lived supposedly in a platonically. Wait, what? He lived supposedly platonically in a condominium in a turret house with a 40-year-old library science professor named Robert David Little, who he'd meet in 1975. He also had a long-term masochistic relationship. Oh, my bad, bro. Masochistic. God, how did I not fucking memorize the word, bro?
That's normal.
God damn it. A relationship with John Brovolskis, who lived with his wife Sally, 2 children and 3 foster children in Greenview, Illinois. Drovolsky's wife tolerated her husband's sexual aberrance, and Eyler aberrance. No, Aberrance.
Yeah, then how you search it? Aberrance. Yeah.
And Eyler often lodged with them on weekdays, paying a third of the rent. He also drove to Chicago to visit the gay scene there. So like, with no other suspect, the Indiana police concentrated their surveillance on Eyler, which they followed him to the skeletal remains of another victim in Ford County, Illinois, on July 2nd, 1983, and it was added to their list of murders. So they followed him, and they found him there. They found it there.
So there's like straight up just a direct.
Yeah, I mean they literally followed him to another body. So and then
what did it do at this point?
It doesn't say yet, but I think they just kept following him.
They kept following.
Yeah.
They found they directly tied him to a body, and they just let him go.
I guess, yeah. So on the night of August 30th, 1983, 28-year-old, my bad, Ralph Carlis left his girlfriend in Chicago uptown and went out of town. The following day, his body was found in Lake Forest near Gustavo Herrera and Eric Gibson, where they were discovered in April. His trousers had been pulled down and he had been stabbed in the torso 17 times, practically disemboweling him. There was handcuff marks on his wrists, and the killer had left footprints. So, That's another. He killed someone else.
Are we at 14 right now? I think
14, 13, somewhere around there.
Dude.
So
that is. I don't even know what's going on with the police now. That's just so sad.
Okay, so Carlis had lived 2 doors down from Herrera, while Crockett and Johnson lived not far away. The Illinois police finally recognized that they had a serial killer. So, I mean, reviewing their files, they came across a case in Craig Townsend who had... Okay, this is a name, but I thought it was a city. The case of Craig Townsend, who had been abducted from Uptown on October 12th, 1982, and was found drugged, beaten, and dumped semi-conscious near Lowell, Indiana. So this is another guy he failed to kill.
Yeah.
So, the Illinois...
At least there were survivors.
Yeah. So the Illinois police joined the Indiana task force. The FBI psychologist then came up with a psychological profile on the killer that fitted Eyler. Eyler? Yeah. The Chicago police were now on the lookout for Eyler and spotted him cruising uptown on September 30th, 1983. He picked up Daryl Hayward, offering him $100 for sex, specifically bondage. However, the tell lost him when he drove south on I-90 into Lake County, Indiana. Let's see. Near Lowell, Eyler stopped and persuaded Hayward to have sex with him in an abandoned yard. They were making their way back to Eyler's pickup when State Trooper Kenneth Bruherl, I don't know how to say his name, stopped to issue a ticket for parking illegally beside State Highway. Then, the state highwayman, whatever, radioed in Eyler's. My bad. I keep mixing up the name for Tyler. I am sorry. Eyler's details. He was told to arrest him, so he arrested him right there and then.
Thank fucking God. I honestly, for a second there, I thought he was just gonna give him a ticket and let him go.
Yeah. So he was once he was in custody, he was charged with soliciting for prostitution, and it was also noticed that his soles of his boots resembled the footprints. Found? Yeah, the footprints found on Carlisi's crime scene. A bloodstained knife was found in his pickup. Nevertheless, he was released. Can you believe that?
Oh, again? This is the second fucking time. I mean, the first time he posted bail, but I mean, still. Oh my God, dude.
Okay. So they had him in custody. They linked his boots.
But this is a state highways, man. This should be part of the state police. I guess they're just not communicating. Well, they're obviously not communicating with the county police or whatever because they've got their profile, and I assume the state police fucking have their own profile.
I don't know how well that works between state police and like county police.
Well, they don't communicate with each other. They hate each other.
Do they?
They feel like they always get in each other's way.
Mm.
But just I don't even remember how many kills long ago did you say that he was already on the state police's radar?
I can't remember either.
And then like it was just barely 2 kills ago that he got on these fucking lower.
So he was released, right? The investigation continued. The handcuffs were found in Little's apartment. Okay, I forgot who Little was. I am sorry. So
I think it's the second guy that got away.
No, maybe? The second guy that got okay, maybe, yeah. Where was I? I completely lost my position. Okay, phone records led the police to Dabrowski's home. Okay, Eyler was there, so this is the guy that had a wife, 2 kids, and like 3 adopted kids.
Yeah, that he was fucking with.
Yeah. The police questioned him. He explained that their unconventional relationship and admitted that he liked to bind his partners before sex. So, you know. Then a dismembered corpse drained of blood was found near Highway 31 at Petrified Springs Park and in Kenosha County, Wisconsin. It proved to be the 18-year-old Eric Hansen, a street hustler from St. Francis, Wisconsin, last seen alive at Milwaukee on September 27th. An identified skeleton was found in Jasper County on October 15th. Notches on the bone showed the victim had been stabbed. 4 days later, 4 more bodies were found in a deserted farm near Lake Village, Indiana. Detectives found a pentagram and an inverted cross inside the abandoned building. Two were identified as, 22-year-old Michael Brower and 19-year-old John Bartlett. The other two remain unidentified.
To this day? Or
yeah.
When you got the research?
When I got the research.
Jesus, that's...
So this guy was also, I guess, in a cult? Or he was not really in a cult, like satanic?
It feels more like it's a one-off thing where he tried exploring into it.
So, surviving victims came forward. Ed Healy from West Virginia said Eyler had handcuffed him before sex, then beat him and threatened him with a shotgun. While Jim Griffin from Chicago said that Eyler had beaten him and threatened him with a knife. Forensic evidence also mounted with blood found on Eyler's boots and knife matching Karliski's blood type, though DNA fingerprints was not available then.
At the time, yeah.
But as a preliminary hearing on January 23rd, 1984, Eyler's attorney, David Shippers, managed to get the bulk of evidence ruled as inadmissible, and Eyler was released. So that fucking
he got a lucky fucking break only because of that lawyer.
Yeah.
Also because of the fucking police complete fucking incompetence.
Yeah.
You know what's the worst part of this is, if there wasn't such a fucking hate for these people's lifestyles back then, they probably would have all gone to the police much fucking earlier.
Yeah, because most of these were gay men.
Yeah.
Okay, so on August 21st, 1984, the janitor of an apartment house on West Sherman Street, Chicago, found the building dumpster full of bin bags containing body parts. A witness recalled seeing Eyler, who lived in 1618 West Sherman, putting rubbish bags into the dumpster that night. Fingerprints were also found along with blood. More bin bags in his apartment. The body belonged to 16-year-old Daniel Bridges, a male prostitute from the age of 12. So he had, underage, but
it's not even the police that caught him.
Yeah, like none of these times.
Just a fucking kid who saw him dumping the body parts.
No. The body belonged to a kid.
To a kid. Oh yeah. So
it was just
someone in his building.
Yeah, the janitor. The janitor found the body parts, but somebody else saw him putting the bags there.
Dude, this is like, this is. I don't get it. I don't get it how you could let this person go so many fucking times. 3 times.
He had been the 16-year-old Daniel Bridges. He'd been bound to a chair before being beaten and raped, then stabbed to death. Eyler had then dismembered his body inside his bathroom. When the case finally came to court on July 1st, 1986, Eyler pleaded not guilty. He was convicted of murdering Bridges and sentenced to death by lethal injection. He also got 15 years in prison for aggravated kidnapping of 5 years of attempting to conceal his victim's death. Appeals dragged on for another 3 years. Appeals. Eyler admitted to committing 20 murders, receiving a further 60 years on each count. He also testified.
20 kills.
Yeah.
That's him admitting.
Yeah, that's him admitting.
There probably was more.
He also testified against Robert Little, who said that he was his accomplice in murdering and mutilation of Stephen Agon. Little was acquitted. Eyler died in jail on March 6, 1994, from complications related to AIDS. So he didn't even get the death penalty, bro.
He didn't even die from death. But at the same time, dying from AIDS is pretty painful. So I think it's a well-deserved death.
It is. I mean,
running from a disease, you know.
Maybe they knew that and they just let it happen. But who knows?
I mean, it probably would have been cheaper just to fucking throw him in an electric chair than to give him medical.
Yeah, it would.
Shit, just to kill him. To fucking die to the disease.
So I mean, I think nowadays, because I do hear from prison that they don't take kindly to pedophiles.
No.
So
yeah, I'm pretty sure back then they didn't either. But when you're put on death row, you're separate from general populace.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm not too sure, so I'm not gonna speak on that.
No, you are.
I mean, yeah,
you're technically treated better because you kind of get your own facilities where there's even less people.
So, I mean, dude, like this guy is fucked up, but like the police didn't do shit. Like the police never caught him. It was only the state police, or like the city police, I guess. The state police caught him, but they let him go, dude.
I don't know. I literally just sat here in disbelief for the fucking longest, thinking like I was thinking after the 10th kill they'd identify and be like, okay, yeah, it's him.
They followed him to another body, bro, too. So that's like
I don't even know how you just don't fucking stop him right then and there, being next to a fucking dead body.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. These police, especially back then, are just incompetent.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we just had to fucking. Dude, that must be like so infuriating for the families to find out.
Yeah.
That he had been under observation, that he had been in custody most of the time, that there was people speaking out about him, at least 2 people.
And the newspaper that literally told him, like, hey, this is a serial killer, just be wary. They didn't mention his name because they didn't know then, but I mean, they knew it was a serial killer.
They made the profile before before the police even fucking.
The doctor.
The pathologist. He kills it. He called it.
Yeah, and then he also, like, after I think the 10th, the 10th or 11th one, he was like, hey, this matches up with these other bodies earlier. Yeah. And that's when the police finally,
fucking took him seriously.
Yeah, so, I mean, fuck, bro. These people, bro.
Okay. What's weird is, at that time, I believe the satanic panic was, like, in full swing. So the fact that, like, the kill with the upside down cross and the pentagram
like
probably got some pretty big traction in the news.
There was like 4 bodies there.
There was like a lot of bodies there, and that wasn't even it. That wasn't even what brought him down. Because I feel like that would be the downfall of a lot of killers. That's a big fucking.
That's a big thing, especially back then.
Like, he basically just showed off to the police and fucking shoved it in their face, and they did not do jack shit. They just backed off. Because that was at least like the 16th body or something, right?
Well, I think there was like 13.
Well, you said that was 13.
They put him. They like got him in custody, right? And then after he got released from his his lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
They found, I think, 2 bodies near, like, a river, and then 4 bodies in an abandoned yard with an abandoned farm or barn.
Yeah.
With
but I'm saying, like, even after that, he got more kills in.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just police incompetence.
I mean, you literally are broadcasting yourself when you do that shit.
Yeah, I mean.
Fuck.
It's nothing. I mean,
I guess this is what fucking police in hick towns do all day. Just let killers get away so they could eventually do something later.
Yeah, I mean, like, I am, like, I do fucking, like, as much as I wanna blame the police, it's also like part of like Eyler's problem too, right? Like, it's because the police did something, especially when he drugged a 12-year-old boy, back before like any of his actual killings happened. Yeah. Like, none of this shit would have happened. He would have been in jail. Like, he tried killing a kid, and the parents also fumbled too, bro. Because like, you just dropped the charges after like a guy literally tried murdering your child.
What happened to the guy who got stabbed in the chest? Could he never identify Eyler?
No, he did, because the police caught him and they questioned him, but he just bailed. He put $2,500 for bail.
But how do you not sue someone after they stab you? He also
paid Mark Henry, because that was his name. He paid him to like medical charges or something, and $2,500 for bail. And I guess he got out.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
How could you even be friends with someone after that?
I don't think the guy knew his like roommates.
Well, yeah, no, that was like years and years after. But I mean, like, the people in the town, like, if anyone fucking nowadays, well, I mean, I guess, but it's completely different. But I'm sure back then, how was there no town gossip about like this motherfucker who's drugged a little kid?
He was in 5 states, bro. Remember that? This dude, no, 4 states. My bad, 4 states. This dude went around 4 states.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, maybe not.
I don't know. It's just fucking simply disgusting.
Yeah.
How the police could be so fucking stupid sometimes.
Yeah. So, I mean, police incompetence, terrible childhood. It's just a bunch of different things, different factors that play to him doing this. I'm not, I guess, how do I put it? I'm not
making excuses.
Yeah, making excuses for him. But I mean, you know, we should also look at why he turned out that way, and like who let the guy turn out this way as well. You know, like the police. That basically the police, pretty much. You know, not really, because it's also Eyler. But I mean, like, I'd say 60 Eyler, 40% police. You know, out of
yeah. I get what you're saying, because he could have been stopped at so many fucking times,
and they didn't. So
he could have been stopped 3 kills in if they just. I don't.
He
this is what makes me so
mad,
mad, right? To become a forensic pathologist, not only do you need a fucking doctorate, but you need to be voted in by a council of medical professionals. And here are some shitty, probably fucking out of high school police, no college education, no higher education, ignoring this dude's fucking. Oh yeah, these stabbings clearly match up with these stabbings and these stabbings.
Yeah. So
it's just so infuriating, dude. Had they taken the person with a fucking
degree, experience,
just oh, dude, it's so fucking.
So I mean, this guy's just. I mean, it's just fucked, bro. Like, nothing I could really say to. I mean, change anything.
Yeah.
This guy's just fucked. You know, the police is just fucked. Everything besides. The pathologist, even the parents of the kid, that's just fucked, bro. Like,
that's so, yeah. You'd want to protect your kid, and you're not protecting him by letting his fucking
attempted murderer,
his drugger, his
attempted murder, because the dude left him in a coma. Just letting them go, not pressing charges, like, it's just stupid, bro. But I mean, I don't know.
I guess people in the 70s and the 80s were just fucking straight up stupid, like no getting around it.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, I think it's time to wrap up this episode.
This
do you have any closing thoughts?
Heavy,
yeah, this one was
super heavy. I guess just boomer stupid, right? That's all I could really say.
Boomer stupid.
Boomer stupid.
I don't know. Okay, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
See ya.